So the move was made. Now, in making that move, the home is always a question. And I decided that since the home that my parents moved in when I was in the 10th grade, moved in from our little cabin into this nice home that my dad had designed and worked and built, it was on top of the high hill, kind of a hill. And we could see from our home uninhibited. You could see clear to Pocatello, 50 miles to the south. You could see the Grand Tetons, 75 miles to the north east. You could see the LDS Temple easy. It was uninhibited, the view. We had high ground. You see the airport and all these fields, beautiful, lush fields of potatoes and all kinds of crops, from alfalfa to clover, wheat, barley, oats. All these fields, wonderful. I wanted a view. And so that was the criteria. And this home here, this little home here, 3,000 square feet. I have a view of Mount Olympus, named after the Greek Mount Olympus. I have a view of the valley. I can see 18 miles from north to south. From east to west, I can see the forest row of mountains, about 50 miles shot. Sunset every night. I don't have anything to inhibit the view, and so every night is Christmas because of all the lights and the houses and everything. And I've watched it fill in, the valley fill in and fill in. And as I mentioned, I paid $27,000 for this. And I remember my mother coming down and she saw this home. And it looked brand new. They were just finishing up the house when I worked out the deal. And she walked to this house and she says, "Doug, you are going to ruin the Snarr name. You'll never be able to pay for it." See, there's the thing is called the magic of the mortgage. That makes things, changes the dynamic immensely. But I've been in this home now all these years, and I said, the Lord has allowed me to buy this house. Yes, there's going to be bigger homes and all this and all that. That's good enough for me and our little family. I'm going to see what I can do with this property. Now, when I was negotiating to buy this house, I decided, while they were still working on it, it was basically done, but they're still, winding up just a few touch-up spots here and there, that I wanted a wall built. So the idea is this. I'm going to take my house and extend it to the street. And how I'm going to extend that house to the street is I'm going to build 3 rooms, outdoor rooms, between the house and the street. Now, across the street, there were no homes. It was sagebrush and great big boulders and other sized rocks. So I said, I want you to build a wall. It's going to have to be 8 feet tall. And I explained how I wanted it. I wanted it to go just a little over halfway between the house and the street. running this way. Then I want to take, and you're going to divide it. Now, the material that we're going to use for this wall is going to be a cinder block material, but it's going to be designed so that it's got a pattern so that I could take and work off of that and attach whatever I wanted to attach to it on both sides. When you have a piece of property or anything and you divide that up, the property becomes bigger. That's just art. So you can take a rectangle, divide it up into 3 rectangles, and you got more rectangles. And you got 2 sides of each line. So then I wanted it to, on the far north end, right to the line of the property to protect me from the home to the north. There are only homes on one side, the west, but not on the east. And I saw in that opportunity. So anyway, and I said, I want you to include that wall into the price of the home. So when I get the mortgage, I don't have to pay for it all right now, just part of the mortgage. And so they did. And that total price was $27,000. A lot of money in those days. Now I got this outdoor room. But then what about the space between the wall and the street? I want to take and draw from these mountains across the street for me, all this land, beautiful big rocks and everything. I want to get those rocks, some of them, and bring them down so I have a rock wall between, right on the edge of the street. There's no sidewalks. Street. Now they told me this, you can't do that. We can't build it 8 feet tall. It's against the code to build it like that. And I said, listen, gentlemen, you are the builders. I'm going to be the owner. I deal with the politicians, not you. You build it. And if they make me take it down, fine. That's not your business. That's my business. But I know dang well it'll stay. Build that wall. So now I'm talking about going to build another wall out of rocks to tie into it. So it'll be 2 rooms with the cinder block, specially designed wall, and 1 big room. And that's the front room. So the one room will be an outdoor kitchen. 1 room will be my spa room, where it connects to my master bedroom, just sliding doors, walk right out there. Walk out of the sliding doors in the kitchen, outdoor kitchen. Then I got my front room. Now, how am I going to get those rocks and put them where I want them? So I go to the Caterpillar company. Now this is a little bit later. This is the following summer. I go to the Caterpillar company. And I introduce myself, and I'd like to rent one of these Caterpillars. Now the tires are as tall as I am. Big rubber tires with a shovel on the front. I says, I want to rent this shovel and this Caterpillar because I need this shovel. Well, you don't even know how to drive one of these things. We're not going to rent one of these to you. I said, I want to tell you something. I was born and raised on these babies. I can drive this. Well, of course, they didn't believe me. And of course, they were right. But I had driven a little tiny tractor on the farm. I had a little experience with, 2 wheels and a third one out in the front. I had a little experience. In this case, the third one was out in the back, and you had the shovel in the front. But so we started to talk. I said, I want to tell you something. I will not leave until you rent this to me. I have to have it. And finally, they did. And I drove that thing, I don't know how many miles it is, clear through the town, because that was on the far west side. Now we're on the east side, many miles apart. Came on up. I don't know who owned the land. Someone did. But I just went across the street, started to pick up these big boulders. And I went clear out around the whole house, the yard, down the sides, and across the back with this rock, semi-rock wall. Big boulders. Not a day, if you can get them, boulders of that size are going for about $5,000 a piece. I don't know what I'd have done if I'd had to pay for that. But it was a lot of fun. I think, and I remember when I got on it, I said, gentlemen, I said, this model's a little bit different than my last model. So they showed me exactly how to run the doggone thing. And off I went. Well, it's been my avocation. It's what can I do with that piece of property? I don't want to look like anybody else. I want to be me. An artist can only paint or express what he does from that which he is. And the same with the musician, compose music, can only compose what they are. And so on. And so I started. It's been nearly 54 years, something like that. I'm just about finished. Just about finished. I think I'll have it pretty well down in the next, 2 weeks. Or I can say, I think I finished, that's the front part of the house, not the back, the front. Back has a big hedge. And I can oversee the hedge. Nothing can bother me. They can't see me, but I can see out. I love it.